Okay, so a lot of people say One Piece can't be touched. It can never be dethroned. It'll always be number one no matter what when it comes to any type of sales in Japan. But we got a list with the top selling media franchises in Japan in 2016 of anime and manga. It includes many different things, the CDs, the anime, the manga volumes that are currently in print. A lot of different aspects go into this one. And spoiler alert, One Piece wasn't number one. Now, doesn't mean that One Piece is falling off. No. We'll get into that in a bit. One thing I do want to say about this list before I jump into it real quick though, is the fact that I didn't see Dragon Ball on there. And we're going to take a closer look at this in a second or whatever, but I'm kind of curious about the validity of this one. But it's on Anime News Network and it's seemingly legit, so let's tackle it and let's talk. So before we jump into the entire list, I just want to talk about exactly what this list encompasses. Like, what is it actually made up, the sales? Like, is it just of the DVDs or whatever? Like, let's carefully look at it so we could kind of have some good theories, because throughout the video I'm just basically saying like, why isn't Dragon Ball on here? There's a couple times that I mentioned stuff like that. So this list includes the following, because it's the top selling media franchises in Japan in 2016, and it covers sales surveyed from December 20th 2015 to December 11th 2016, including the raw yen totals. So this is yen, so if you look at it, basically it's like, you know, 1 billion yen, 2 billion yen and stuff like that, which that equates to, like, let's just say it's 1 billion yen. That'd basically be like, what, $10 million? Because yeah, it'd be about like $10 million or whatever. So think of it in that way, like 10 million, 20 million, so on and so forth. Obviously it's a little bit different, it's not exact, but there you go regarding the money. And this includes Blu-ray disc, so the Blu-ray sales is a huge thing. DVD sales, which I always say Blu-ray, DVD, you know, whatever, it's the same shit. It's either Blu-ray, DVD, you know, the movies, the episodes, the TV series, all that good shit. So it includes that. Also, music CDs, which honestly in Japan I'm imagining is a lot bigger than over here, because for starters, the record labels are connected with anime studios, and that's how the openings come about, and a lot of those openings are sung by very popular bands in Japan. So music CDs are a huge factor as well that will bump shit up. So if you're not popping with the music, which some anime just don't have that good music, or, you know, it doesn't have an anime in general and it's kind of riding off of like novels and manga and stuff like that, then yeah, you definitely need the music CDs. Novels in print, so if it has novels for it, novel adaptations and stuff like that, that's gonna help a big thing as well, which again, a lot of series, they don't have novels, which novels have become a pretty big thing, honestly, in Japan right now. Like, look at Sword Art Online, look at those type of things, like even ReZero and shit like that. Novels have become huge. And then manga in print, so it can't be like, you know, manga that is sitting on a shelf from like 20 years ago came out and shit like that. It has to be fresh manga that is in print right now. So yeah, it might have, you know, some series sold some volumes that were from 10 years ago sitting on a shelf or whatever, but it wasn't included into this survey. But it doesn't include major factors. That's probably why a couple different series got bumped off of this, because it did have huge sales in these areas. It's not including games. So again, a series like Dragon Ball, Naruto, that has huge video games that came out, aren't going to be included, which that made them quite a bit of money. So not including the video games is going to change up this dramatically. Like, honestly, a couple of series from here would have been bumped off if it was including video games alone. No video games equals a lot of things that were gone. Film tickets. So if it didn't include film tickets, I'm sure Film Gold made, I think it was probably like, what, $20 million worth, $40 million worth. So right then and there, not including movie tickets either, it's kind of like, it's fucking with this list and its validity. And then, of course, digital download. So if you bought Film Gold in Japan, or you bought one of the films that came out, or the TV series episodes on digital format, it wasn't included either. So again, the validity of this list is very shaky, and you got to take out several factors, which is why it is what it is. And then other forms of media sales. So if it wasn't included on this, then it's not included, and that's exactly what this list is about to encompass. Let's talk about it. So coming in at number 30 is Gintama, doing 1.7, and we're gonna go quickly through this, by the way. Number 29, Food Wars. So far that's pretty good. I'm just glad Gintama got on there, period. Number 28, Chihaya Furu. Number 27, Fairy Tail. Number 26, Erased. 25, Bungo Stray Dogs. 20, I can't get over that name, by the way, it's fucking hilarious to me. 24, Terra from Mars. I don't know how that shit is doing anything other than the manga selling, because yeah, and by the way, these numbers is money. This is raw yen, so it's like, you know, $1.7 million was made, or whatever, 1.7 billion yen, shall I say, was made for Gintama, so on and so forth. Number 23, Aria, never heard of it. Number 22, Harry Potter series, and I'm assuming that's not manga or anime adaptations of it or anything like that. That's just Harry Potter sold very fucking well in Japan. Number 21, Sekaiichi Muzukashi Koi. Number 20, One Punch Man. Okay, I see you. The interesting thing is, number 19, My Hero Academia sold actually 500 million more yen, or made 596 more yen than One Punch Man. That is kind of interesting to note. I mean, at the end of the day, again, this is including everything. It's including, you know, DVDs, novels, music. So there's a lot of things incorporated to that. And at the end of the day, One Punch Man, it's not really Jump. It's a part of Jump, but it's not really Jump. So maybe that's why they're not printing out as much stuff for it as they will for My Hero Academia. I'm kind of wondering with that, because One Punch Man was bigger than My Hero Academia as far as the anime's popularity goes. So that's something interesting to note. Number 18, Kamen Rider series. Number 17, Your Name, which I heard was an amazing film. I really need to check that out. It's an anime movie, and I heard it was amazing, so gotta check that out. Number 16, The Seven Deadly Sins. Hasn't had an anime since 2015, although we did have that little short OVA thing that came out, whatever, but Seven Deadly Sins still bringing in the bacon. 15, High and Low. 14, Detective Conan. 13, Tokyo Ghoul. 12, Monogatari series. 11, Star Wars series. Star Wars is that big that it's even doing fucking numbers like this in Japan. It made 3.6 billion fucking yen. What is that, like 36 million or some shit? That's insane. That's like $36 million right there. Maybe a little less, a little more, whatever. But crazy. Crazier thing though, we're in top 10 by the way. Number 10. Kingdomu. I've heard so many amazing things about it. I need to check more of it. 3.8 billion yen. That's a lot of money right there. And that made more than Star Wars in Japan. So that's kind of interesting. Number 9, Attack on Titan. I thought it'd actually be a lot higher. Number 8, Assassination Classroom. So Assassination Classroom made more money than Attack on Titan. That's insane, and that, I guess, shows the market over there, because if you're talking about everything combined, not just manga volume sales, then there's a lot of money to be made outside of manga volume sales. Number 7, Girls in Panzer. Why the fuck is that number 7? Is that like an idol anime? I have no idea, but that's really bizarre. Number 6, Mobile Suit Gundam. I'm assuming they're talking about the entire Gundam franchise as a whole, doing 4.3 billion. That's insane. Number 5, Haikyuu. Haikyuu is very fucking big, so I'd imagine Haikyuu is going to go on for a long time if it's making that type of money. Number 4, The Idolmaster. And I totally understand that one, because that craze, which I personally don't get it. I don't know, it just doesn't register why is that big or whatever, but Idolmaster, 5.3 billion yen. The fuck? Number 3, Osomatsu-kun. No idea what the fuck that is, honestly. Number 2, which I was shocked because I thought this was going to be number 1. I was like, what the fuck else is going to topple it? But number 2, One Piece. 6.6 billion yen. And the thing that dethroned it, which is really interesting at the same time, is Love Live with 8 billion fucking yen. Love Live, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was like, they had an anime or something like that, but I remember, I think it was sometime this year, maybe like early this year, or maybe last year, I'm not sure, but there was an article that came out where basically, I think he had mentioned something about Love Live, and I think it was like a small criticism he said or something like that, and Love Live fans were attacking the shit out of Oda, saying you're just mad because One Piece ain't on top anymore, and it's ironic that Love Live comes in number 1 in media sales, which I'm still interested. Why is there no Dragon Ball on here? Does just Dragon Ball not sell that well in Japan? I mean, worldwide it does amazing, but there's no Dragon Ball. I believe there was no Naruto on here as well, which, I mean, granted, it doesn't have the manga to back it, but still, I'm kind of confused. I mean, I'm guessing that mainly the manga sales is what helped a lot of these series, because manga does help, and maybe because Dragon Ball only had, what, like 1 or 2 volumes of Super, and they didn't do that fantastic either. I think the latest volume of Super just came out in December. Maybe that plays a big part into it, but yeah, it's crazy. One Piece is not number 1 breadwinner as far as media franchises in 2016, and I believe this is from December of 2015 to December of 2016. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, if anybody out there is one of those hardcore Love Live fans, what is it about it that is so fucking interesting that it toppled One Piece? Also, any theories why Dragon Ball isn't on this? Is it just because the manga only had like 1 volume and it doesn't really sell well? Maybe the Blu-rays and DVDs don't sell well either, but I mean, again, this is only Japan. If it was worldwide, I'd imagine this list will be way different, and Dragon Ball will be there, and Naruto as well. But yeah, your thoughts on this, and How do you feel about seeing One Piece be dethroned? Honestly, I'm only laughing because, you know, those hardcore One Piece fans, the hardcore that they're like, One Piece shits on everything, gets the most sales, fuck everything else, if One Piece gets the sales, and it's like, ain't get them sales this time, bruh. Any overall thoughts of this one? I just wanted to share this list because it's interesting to see One Piece not on top, and at the same time, again, I'm kind of curious exactly why some other franchises that are really huge just didn't make this list. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. One Piece done got dethroned, bruh.